RightonQuelive, we are live. And so, introduce yourself, miss.
Oh, I'm THEakasha.
And she survived this story we're going to get back into.
Getting out of my car.
Before you introduce yourself.
Hey, Shanina Dionna.
Nice to see both you ladies from the previous futurist female episode with Akasha and Miss Dionna, Educational Shade. Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Okay.
Love both those episodes. But Miss Akasha was telling us how she made out of a daring escape from some guy with a cell phone that she mistaken for a master lock. She's a fear of her life.
So this guy, he had a flip phone. So I'm looking at him like, all right, like he got this phone. He's holding it like at his waist, but it's open, like his belly button is talking to someone. So I'm like, okay.
He was disheveled.
Right, he was disheveled. Like I was just like, all right. Like he was like leaning on my car a little bit. So I'm thinking like, all right, maybe he's just a little drunk. Like it's nice outside, and he just starts like putting the phone to his ear and leaning over, like bending at the waist. And like I've seen dope fiends do that so many times. I'm like, oh no. So I can't get out my car now. I'm trapped. And like I'm just sitting here FaceTiming you like, yo, can somebody come outside and help me get out the car, please?
It's funny because I went outside walking around like, where she said she was parking.
I was at the
trapped in the car.
at the other corner.
By the way, your hair looks nice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Did you do it?
It's new. Nah. I had it done by someone. Bakari hairstyle.
Shout out to her. But that jumps right into the conversation at hand, right? So, did you ladies see the new Ava DuVernay When They See Us Netflix miniseries?
Not yet. I did see. I just added it to things to watch my watch list.
So that's cool. So I thought it was amazing, whatever. But I saw some interesting points raised about it, saying, you know, this falls in the line of the category of like black trauma, black oppression being made for entertainment, so to speak, whatever. And certain people, they don't feel the need to watch it or want to watch shit like that, whatever. And I felt the need. Well, my reaction to that was like, I used to get that take when people said I don't want to see slave movies, so to speak, whatever, 12 Years a Slave and the Butler. But when I didn't get that type of reaction, especially from this, 'cause I felt like, and people say like, if you don't know your history, it's going to repeat itself, whatever, especially when it's very, very relevant to today, like something like the Central Park 5. And I felt that story literally needs to be told. And I felt that way when I saw the Trayvon documentary miniseries, the 13, the other Ava DuVernay thing. So what do you guys take on that? Like, you know, black trauma made for entertainment. Are you for it or against it, neutral?
I really have not seen the program that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just came out yesterday. So.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel better. I have not even heard of it.
Okay.
So, what exactly do you mean black trauma for entertainment?
Okay, so the Central Park, do you ever heard that case?
No.
Okay, so the Central Park 5 happened in 1989, where 5 black teenagers were basically running. Yeah, one was Latino. Black minorities were running together and basically, in a sense, coerced into admitting to a rape and assault of a white jogger.
Oh, I have heard about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they basically went to jail they all ranged from 6 years. They were like 14 to 16. They went to jail for 6 to 14 years, and their lives were kind of derailed, or not kind of, were derailed for this thing. And eventually they were exonerated 4 years later, whatever. So they made a documentary, really, a mini-series, really shedding light on the entire case and just showing how much crooked shit was going on in regards to this entire case.
Well, I don't think the purpose of a documentary is to entertain. I think the purpose of a documentary is to inform.
It was a mini-series, sorry.
But was it a mini docu-series? Because those do exist.
No, it was a dramatization.
Okay, but
either way.
I don't know. It's a fine line. Because is everything that happened in the series true?
It's a biopic, so I'm sure some things are embellished, I suppose, but I guess it's based on a true story. Like, it's supposed to be the true story.
I think
It's a fine line.
I think for the sake of representation and exposing the truth that a lot of people aren't courageous enough to speak up and share, Ava DuVernay did her job, such as she's done historically with all of her works, all of her film projects, and I feel like she was the one to do it. I mean, especially for this time and this place, you know, in this state of our country. So to answer your question, I'm for it. If you got somebody like Ava DuVernay doing the project.
Gotcha. Yeah, 'cause I definitely felt it was a necessary story, and I think, and because like I said, like shit like that still happening, like not even just like cop killings, but like people getting blamed for certain crimes, or Sandra Bland when she was taken in, who knows what happened there, but like there's police misconduct just all across the board, whatever. And then what I took, and also like the Meek thing, when how the parole officer was like, you know, railroading his life for no apparent reason or no sane reason. So I thought it was just like, it made sense. I didn't really get why people was like against it.
I was gonna say, what negative responses were you seeing?
Just seeing
From
like,
our people?
yeah, like I'm just not watching it because like I don't feel the need to see
Tired of
something like
seeing-
that.
You know, have you guys seen the She's Gotta Have It, the new season?
I didn't
No,
like that.
I've never watched that show because I heard from the get-go that it was corny. And the fact that people are now saying that it's corny, I'm just like, I thought we already
Yeah.
agreed on that.
I didn't like the
thought y'all
first
said-
one, so.
I thought people said last time that, okay, this is corny, but I'm going to still watch it. So why are y'all talking about it's corny now? I thought y'all knew that. And y'all just still was going to watch it.
I'm gonna address the corny thing. I
Mm.
always say that I'm corny. So I always typically like the things that everybody thinks is corny.
Okay.
I personally enjoy She's Gotta Have It. So I did
Both
watch.
seasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. There was. I mean, I get it. I'm not oblivious. Like I get the corny parts, but for the sake of, again, going back to representation, supporting Black, and you know, at least seeing them give it a shot to try to tell our story, shed light on what's happening, what's current. I can appreciate it for those reasons. So that's why I'm like, okay, I dig it. But to our point on this question, exploring Black trauma. You saw a second season, yeah?
No, I didn't. I'm not gonna watch it.
Oh. Well, at the end of the second season, what's her name? Nola Darling has this, without giving it away for those who haven't seen it yet, Nola Darling puts on this, dig it, spoiler alert. Nola Darling puts on this exhibit, her first solo show, I think, and she has this, I'm going to give it away. I'm giving it away, guys, sorry.
Spoiler alert.
So, okay.
Again, spoiler alert.
So she is behind the curtain. Long story short, is behind the curtain. She has this beautiful exhibit that's readily, you know, accessible to see. But then there's this one piece behind the curtains, and the way that Spike Lee had it like filmed, people were coming back from behind the curtain either smiling, either disgusted, either like horrified, maybe sad, and you don't know until the very end of the episode, at the very end of the season, what is behind the curtain. And it's of her, and it makes sense if you see the whole season, but it's of her basically hanging by the neck with a painting of the American flag on her, and I think her hair is what she's hanging from. She has these gorgeous long, like blonde braids, and she's hanging from them, and she's completely nude, and her eyes, I think her eyes are piercing, looking at you straight on. And so her best friend, one of her best friends in the film, shed light on the perspective of, oh, I don't get down with you, you know, using our trauma to exploit, you know, for exploitation. I'm not feeling that. Like, I love you, and in front of the cameras, I'll support you, but behind closed doors, that's whack, yo. Like, she was like really opposed to it. But Nola was, as so many artists are, Nola was in a position where she had to be like, yo, this is my art though. Like, this is my perspective. This is where I am right now. This is what I feel like I need to share, you know, through my work right now. So, I mean, work is, like we were sharing and talking about earlier, art is supposed to be open to interpretation no matter who or what experiences it. And you can't, you know, the artist creating the work, you gotta let them be. You gotta let them be whoever they are, when they are, where they are, and if that's what they feel like they have to produce in that space and in that time, that should be permitted. I think we all need some, more protection though too, when it comes to being, because even if you're not an artist, that's another thing that people kind of. It's like that stigma. If we're going back to the stigma of safe, you know, lack of safe spaces, it's like, yo, I can't just be. Like, okay, so if I can't speak verbally about whatever I'm feeling or how I want to say it through this work.
That's why I think it's weird, and that's something I feel that comes as a result of this whole new social media age, where if you don't like something, you just don't have to engage in it or partake in it. But people like they want to tear things down, and like I said, if you don't like the painting, okay, I don't like this painting, just never look at it again, or don't buy it, like, or if you don't like this series, you could be like, oh, I'm not gonna. Of course, I didn't see anybody saying, oh, Ava DuVernay is canceled. It wasn't like that, but there are certain, like, whether it's music or movies or anything, like, no, this shouldn't be here, to take this thing out, like, this shouldn't exist. Like, you just don't have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I've actually had a conversation along the same. I guess there's a common thread here. If we're talking about exploitation of trauma, Black trauma, one of the strongest examples that I've shared before was Emmett Till's death.
Right, when the open casket.
Mamie Till, his mother, chose to expose what was done to her son.
Yeah, and it shifted everything.
It was horrific. It was all, and that needed to happen.
Yeah.
That needed to be exposed for the sake of change.
I just feel like there's a time and a place. Just like everything can't be about Black joy, because it's not all about Black joy. You feel me? Everything can't be about Black trauma, because it's not all about Black trauma.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Nicely
about,
put.
yeah, like I just, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you guys think about the notion? I saw a lot of people debating it when Steve Harvey said a few weeks ago, but sleep is for the poor.
I just saw that on Facebook.
If you want to get money, you can't sleep. You can't afford to sleep. Brokey.
Rest is a part of the work.
Listen, and I'm so glad you said that, because I love sleep. I love sleep,
I'm just thinking about my
But
Serta pillow.
One of my not actually one of my homies. He posted that video on Twitter, and then he responded with, "Oh, you have a team who does the work for you or sleeps for you or something like that."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you can afford to not sleep because you have a team who something along those lines. You have the resources to be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? Whatever the case, I'm gonna get my 8 hours.
If
I can get 5 on a good day, 4 or 5 on a good day.
As with most things, people ignore the nuance of everything. So, like, of course, I can get his sentiment, because some people, are lazy or don't capitalize off their time in general.
Sure.
But no, sleep is important.
Absolutely.
I feel like
just
in order to operate optimally in whatever you're doing, you need rest. Like, it's just, if you want to get things done and be your best while getting them done, you have to sleep.
Right.
Like, it's not enough to get things done. For me, I have to do things well. Like, and in order to do things well, I need to be well rested, or I'm gonna be cranky. I'm gonna be hard to work with. I'm gonna be annoying. I'm gonna be lazy.
What's
Like,
your least amount of sleep y'all need?
at least 6 hours.
I was gonna say between 4 and 6, because I've done it, and I've had green tea to help me get through those 13, 14-hour days.
Anything over 8, and I'm sleeping half the day though.
Yeah. I'm not a napper. Are you a napper?
I'm not a napper. I'm asleep the whole day.
Yes.
I don't wake up.
I've tried to do the nap
I'm a
thing.
random napper. Like, I guess it's crashing, but I was like, you know what?
I wish I could just take a nap and here and there and wake up, and
Same.
I would be lit.
Interesting.
My bonus mom, she hates the word stepmom. My bonus mom, April, she's like, I want to just take me a little 30-minute nap. She's good for that, and I'm like, man, I wish, because I won't get up for a good 6 hours.
Yeah, like for the most part, I can nod off for an hour or 2 tops. Unless I had a hectic week, so to speak, then I will crash, and it'll be like 4 to 6. I rarely sleep over 4 hours unless I'm sleep. Like, I really nap for over 4 unless I'm sleeping.
It's so weird, because as much as I love sleep, I can stay up for days.
Yeah.
I've stayed up for 36 hours once, and I was just like straight, like no nap.
As long as I'm moving,
It's
I can
not
stay
healthy.
up.
Yeah, no. You can feel when your
I
body
felt
on
like
autopilot.
a ghost. Yeah, like I felt like a ghost. Oh, that was in college. Like, I felt like I was floating to classes.
Yeah, I did that. But it's like, but if I'm like, let's say in a class where I work sitting down, then that's when it can catch up to me. But if I'm like constantly moving, whatever, I can stay up. Or if I know I have a task at hand, like I guess the task at hand will keep me motivated enough. And then once it's done, I'm done.
Yeah, I love a good project, and projects keep me up. But if I'm not committed to anything big, I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
I'm
and
going
plenty
to
of people
sleep.
who don't sleep aren't rich. So it's like, that's the counterpart, like the counter argument to that.
Okay.
So like I said, I complimented your hair earlier, whatever.
Oh, thank you.
What do you guys think about? They say if you're in a relationship, you should. Some people say you should always consult your partner about changing your hair. Some people say no, it's your hair. Do what you want with it, no matter what.
I mean, consult and consider their opinion are two different things. Because you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to not care. Like, and do what I want to do. You won't break up with me because I changed my hair. Oh well. Weak sauce anyway. That's because you break it up with me because I changed my hair. You weak. Bye.
How about you, Miss?
Yeah, I've never given that thought because I haven't been committed in over a year now, but when I was in my last relationship was 4 years, and I chopped my hair off. I did the weaves, the straight weaves, the fro, the braids. I did it all, and it was perfectly fine. So yeah, I don't think about it. I don't think about that.
Okay, well, just to flip it, because it isn't just a toxic man thing. Plenty of women will lose their shit if their dude just abruptly cut their beard off, or just
okay.
like went bald or did something drastic.
I'm not a
so, you know,
big,
it's both
beard.
people. It's both sides.
I'm not a big beard person. I did know. I'm not a shaver.
You said that
So
last time.
yeah. So I generally like my guy to be, or whomever I'm with, to be. I don't mind them rocking out. You know,
Okay.
just letting it all push out.
Mm-hmm.
And so my significant other at the time was very chest hairy, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But when he would cut it off, I'd be like,
Don't touch me.
I would feel really sad inside. Like, no, why did you let it go? I don't have anything to play with now. And it's so prickly, and it's uncomfortable to lay on. And then, you know, it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? But
I feel like, especially guys are kind of supposed to have chest hair. Like, that's what
They're supposed to?
Like, not supposed to, but
Toxic.
if they
No.
do, like, if they do.
You weak ass niggas with no hair on your chest.
Not
You
even
little
like
ass
that.
boys.
Like, all right, I take that back. You're right. That sounds crazy. So I just feel like if guys have
Truth,
chest
queen.
hair, it's more acceptable. Like,
For sure.
yeah, like, I don't know. So, like,
yeah.
I can
And
see why
it's never
someone
too
would be
much?
like, I got a chest hair, let me shave it. Because if I grew a chest hair, I don't know, I probably wouldn't shave it, honestly.
Really?
I would wax it.
Maybe.
I would wax it. I might wax it. I'm not a stranger to waxing.
I've never
I
seen a
wax it.
woman with chest hair.
Oh, I have.
Really?
I've seen a woman with a full-blown beard, and she's gorgeous.
I've seen the beard. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, I'm not saying. I
She
haven't
has
seen a
beard.
like
She
a.
has this.
Oh hell no.
She's gorgeous though, and she's actually an advocate now for like.
There's hair.
A beard
I feel
and
like
down the hair.
That's what she was born
What
with.
I just think about like what hair is for, and I just feel like if your body feels like it needs hair there, then hair is supposed to be there. So like,
That's weird.
even if women like have facial hair, like okay, like their body is saying that fuck what y'all talking about.
They get it.
There's supposed to be hair here, and I don't think that your body makes mistakes unless it's cancer.
Unless it's cancer. Cancer's supposed to be there. It naturally formed in that position.
I heard Deepak Chopra's talk at something in the water, and he was breaking down like what cancer was, like in a like part of a grander like speech.
Yeah.
But he was saying like cancer cells are cells that refuse to die. That's why they mutate. They're like zombie cells, and they bite the other cells, and they just mutate the zombies.
Now back to these mustache on women.
Wait.
Now every time I see an old lady outside with a mustache or a beard, I actually want to fight their grandchildren. Cause I don't want to hear.
What does
I don't
that
want to
mean?
hear the narrative. Oh, granny's okay. Body don't make no mistakes. Just like no, shave it off. I used to have an Aunt Gert that had it. I was like, don't kiss me. Get away from me. Don't get
A
your
lot of women get facial hair though. The older they get, I started off getting like one chin hair around my cycle, but now I get like 6. Like,
Yep,
and I pluck them, but like once I get
Why
a
you
certain
pluck
age,
them?
because like first of all, it just ruins my foundation and my makeup. I also just hate like feeling a hair in my face, like because I have like. I forgot I shaved my legs before I came.
The
But,
body
like,
makes no mistakes.
It makes no mistakes, but like Nah, for me
But nah.
personally, my hairs are just very thick and coarse,
Yeah.
and like nah, like no,
And
like,
these mustaches and beards out here be
no,
really
it's just
thick and coarse.
it's just like I don't know, like I don't know. I feel the
Listen,
need
back
to grow
to the-
my legs.
Back to the point.
of being. Y'all let people just be.
For sure.
I feel like when it comes
But
to
I
facial
gotta
hair,
fight
that's
these
different.
grandchildren,
That's different
though.
than like leg hair.
Like my mom, I'm getting moly actually all over the place thanks to my mother. She has moles all over, and I'm starting to get them now at the age that she did. But I remember being young, 9, 10 years old, seeing her in the mirror like plucking away with two tweezers. I'm like, Mom, what you doing? You got hair
Like
in your
plucking
face?
the moles?
No, her
Oh, the
hair.
hair's got it.
I'm like, Mom, you plucking hair? You man? But I'm young, right? And now I'm older, and I'm getting the same hairs on around the jawline, the chin line. I do pluck those only because it's if it's not gonna be like a situation.
Yeah, it's not even a
like,
beard. It's just like one hair here.
But how would you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
You gotta let it rock out, then you're gonna see it's gonna be a beard.
Bro,
No,
it's
there
not
would be
gonna
hair.
grow. It's
not
There
gonna
would be
grow into
hair
that.
growing
No.
here. No, I'm just gonna have 6 hairs. 6 hairs that's just gonna continue to get longer, and it's just gonna be them 6. It's not gonna be more. It's just gonna be 6 long ass
Hey, so
hairs.
y'all both believe it gotta be all out the situation. If y'all can grow a beard, y'all just let it rock. Is that what y'all trying to tell me?
Yeah.
What's the next question?
Yeah,
On
let's
that
move on. Let's
sequence?
move on.
Like, just making me think like I'm about to go back to my
Please.
car
I
and
know, that's-
tweeze my face. Like I actually
That's
enjoy
something.
I enjoy tweezing them. Like
Yeah,
it feels good.
same.
almost,
And,
like-
and that's another thing too. It's a habit for me to pluck hair.
Yeah, so like when I feel it, it's always like, I'm always fucking with my face.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I'm yellow as hell. I be scarring mad easy. Like,
Same.
if I like this pimple that I got on my forehead, it's probably gonna scar. I haven't touched it,
I didn't
okay?
even notice that until you said
Like,
so.
yo, where, like, this shit is gonna scar because it hurt, like, you
Yeah.
know, and I know it hurt, like, because I haven't touched it, but I'm not gonna touch it, and it
Good
hurt,
job.
and it's gonna scar. So when I be fucking with the hair, like, pulling on the hair, and like, I can never take the hair out of my face with just my fingers. Like, I need a tweezer. My
Yeah.
fingers never do it, so I'm just repeatedly pulling at that part of my skin, and then I always scar.
Yeah. I
So-
usually go straight to the mirror so I know exactly where I'm pulling because otherwise I will scar. I scar very easily.
No, I be gripping the hair. I just can never pull it. Like, I guess the grip is not enough
Oh,
to...
strong enough.
With
Yeah.
fingers.
like,
To pull.
yeah,
the
the baby
follicle, get the
fingers.
root. Yeah.
Some people be doing that nail, like putting their nails like that. That's just, I feel like it hurt.
No.
I don't know.
Y'all guys ever seen Goodfellas?
Nah.
Anywho, it's classic. Just gonna move on. But it's a scene in the movie where the guy, like, it's a mafia movie, whatever, and the woman,
That's probably why I've never seen
it's great. The wife tells the husband, "Yo, this guy across the street, whatever. He asked to give me a ride. I got in the car, whatever. He kind of like harassed her, whatever.
Duh, like,
Why
would
she do it? We ain't gonna get into it.
Well, it's like the 70s or some crap in the movie, right?
There's more sort of 80s. Actually, probably was the 70s. Around that time. But, so he didn't, like, do nothing crazy, but he probably just, like, grew up and push out the car or whatever. So when the guy comes back to the house and finds out whatever, he takes a gun and pistol whips him whatever. And then he walks back across the street, gives the wife the gun, and she's doing a narration. She's saying, yeah, a lot of my friends would have thought I was crazy. I should have left him, but it turned me on seeing him, like, you know, avenge my situation like that, whatever. If that happened to you, what would you have done?
Wait, why should she have left him?
Because
First of all,
Because it's too
that would not happen to me because
Okay,
I'm
forget-
not getting in a car.
right,
unless
forget that
it's my
part.
lift. Like,
forget that part. Your boyfriend, whatever, pistol whipped the nigga.
If
Then
it was
gave you
my
the gun
lift-
to hide it.
if it was my lift,
No, it's the guy. He pistol whipped the guy for doing something to you.
oh, just something.
So
Yeah.
what
I
is
didn't
our
get in the car.
response?
What would you do?
It
And then he
depends
gave you
on-
the gun to hide it.
Oh, gave me the gun to hide the gun.
Oh man. Q, what kind of question is that?
Hey,
What?
I thought it was
Like-
interesting when the girl said it turned her on. And then she hit the gun.
I mean, those things aren't mutually exclusive. Like, like I just like.
Are you staying with your king?
Wait. No, because listen.
First of all, what?
Okay, so I can tell y'all staying with him.
No, hold up. No, my
You used to like the thugs. We were talking about this
No,
last
don't
time.
do this. Don't do
Whose
this.
gun
Don't do
is
this.
Whose
Don't do
gun
this.
is it?
Yeah.
It's his gun.
And he wants me to hide his gun.
Yeah.
It's registered.
It's not registered.
Why he gotta hide his gun?
They just pistol the nigga in broad daylight in front of some people.
I'm too honest of a person.
Okay.
So if my man were ever to put me in a position to hide the weapon that you just pistol whip somebody with, that's gonna cause a situation between he and I now. Now there's another fight he's gonna have to.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're gonna pistol whip him.
I mean, I'm not gonna be comfortable with that.
Okay.
I just don't have an answer for that question because I would never be in that situation. I'll tell you right now.
I'm not getting in the car in the first place.
I'm not getting in the car. I'm not gonna be with some nigga that's just that high headed to pistol whip. He gonna fight the nigga before you pistol whip him.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, like
Right.
yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Moving on, kind of side note. Have you women ever been cheated on before?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so was it confirmed?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, fair enough.
But I think so. Yeah.
Gotcha. I think everybody should get cheated on, or at least be a part of a cheating situation.
Oh my God.
I think it builds character and gives insight.
This conversation is starting to make me anxious.
I think you alluded to that the last time.
I'm cheated on.
The last time. Go
What was
ahead.
the question?
It was a statement
Oh, okay.
called
Side
needing
note.
for a response. Side note statement. Everybody should get cheated on, or at least be part of a cheating situation, because it builds character and gains insight.
There's so many other ways to build character
They gave inside words.
But this is one of the ways also, like, you know, go to college, get cheated on, like, you know.
I
builds
mean,
character.
listen, Q, for the sake of trying to understand where your mind is going here.
I don't know. I feel
can
like
understand the perspective.
if
but-
some people cannot cheat on someone and never cheat on someone, I think that's
No, that's
good
amazing, of
to never
course.
get cheated on.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
sucks.
Yeah. Wait, say that again?
Like if some people can live their whole life and never cheat on someone, I think some people deserve to never get cheated on.
Yes, I
That
agree.
Sucks, cause
I
like
completely agree.
I would be tight. Like,
For sure. But the world isn't perfect.
It is not.
So,
I felt cheated on before. I don't know if I was cheated on, but I felt cheated on before. Some guy broke up with me and then had a girlfriend the next day on the ground.
yeah, he cheated, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like it's without a doubt.
I was in a situation like that. It was a quick overlap. He like, it's like they twisted knife. Then it's like, oh word.
Yeah.
But you gained some insight from that. Yes, you did. Cause now you like, if that happened again, you like, oh fuck no. Now I know it. Now I see it. The signs are there. And she got some character.
Yes, she's beautiful.
I was born with character. Okay?
More character. Like,
no.
did you learn anything from your situation?
I have trauma, not character. She gave me trauma, not character. What you talking about? I'm in my
true.
feelings right now.
That's
Like,
true.
hold on, I'm really reminiscing. Like, damn. I'm
Right,
mad.
as he asks me a question to relive my situation.
Oh man, more trauma.
Yeah, no, you know, I
Cocksuckers.
I did gain something from it. I did learn something from it. But I don't promote. Like, I don't agree with that. You should get cheated on at least once. No.
Or be a part of it.
No, sir.
Can I also-
What? Be the person that you're cheating
I'm all
with.
for being a
Well,
side.
that's happened to me, but niggas ain't shit because niggas
I was a
start
side
talking
dude
to you
before.
and
I
have
loved
old
it.
girlfriends, and it'll just be like,
See, it's different if you know about the person.
I've done
I can't do this.
that before.
Yeah, because I knew about the guy, and I was like, yeah, I'm saying I was single, so I could care less.
I think this is where we were. Okay. You were single. Got it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you know.
I
Yeah.
don't think
And you, okay, yeah.
I don't think I've done that before.
Oh my gosh, did y'all, are y'all familiar with Woody the Great on Instagram? He played Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, have I done that? I think I have.
You have been side chick?
Not really. No, actually, no. I haven't done that before. Not like a legitimate like whole side chick.
Oh,
Yeah. It was like a flash.
Woody,
What did Bobby Brown do?
Woody the Great. He does these funny skits on his Instagram, and like a while ago he put one up of him and this girl. They were like obviously messing around. He's coming out of a bedroom, and he just like put his shirt on, like smiling, like yeah, I just did. Like you know what he was alluding to, right? So he sits on the couch with his homie. She's about to leave, and she's like, I'm gonna go out with some. Let's call him Steve. I'm going out with Steve. He asked me to go somewhere. Is it okay if I go? He was like, yeah, sure. You're not my girl, right? So she keeps asking him, are you sure? Like, you know, because I don't have to go. And he was like, you're not my girl, like with this with the phone,
Fine.
what you call the thing that you speak through.
Oh, blowhorn.
Through the blowhorn.
Okay.
So he's like, you're not my girl. So him and his homie were looking at her, and they were both like, shh. And she's like, are you sure you don't want me to go? So it goes back to him, and he gets up like. And he does whole choreography with a choir. He was like, the song that they were singing was, "You're not my girl, yeah, you're not my girl, no, you're not my girl."
Oh,
and
my
I was crying. But getting back to the whole like being a side piece or not being, exclusive, or I understand I understand that perspective. Like if you clearly just got finished doing the business with this girl, you like this girl because she wouldn't be in these places. But then like you're giving her this space too to go do your thing with somebody else. Like, okay, go do your thing. And she's like, are you sure? He's like, you're not my girl, so go do your thing. I think a lot of times people get those commitment lines, like they get blurred because
I be the one saying, you're not my girl, go do your thing.
Especially when sex is involved, and we're keeping it funky, right? Like because that's, for me, intimacy. That's transferring the spirits, and when you cross that line, I feel like I just feel like there's a responsibility there at the end of the day, unless you make it very clear that this, what it is and what it will be. I'm very considerate of people's spirits and time and commitment.
What do you guys think happen more? Because like you said, lines get blurred and shit like that happens. Which is the bigger catalyst, or more often catalyst? The more common catalyst? Men lying, or women, the dude telling her what it is in the beginning, like, I don't want nothing serious, I don't want to be, you're my girlfriend, and women just thinking she can like change them or make this something what it's not.
Catalyst for what?
Of the lines being blurred and miscommunication, stuff like that. Because both sides say it. Women be like, you led me on, and men be like, but I told you what it was. And like,
ew, that'd be the saudiest. But I don't think there's a bigger catalyst on either.
Okay.
I think it gets to a point where everybody has to take accountability for the actions that they're making at the end of the day.
I feel like the biggest root of miscommunication is really neither, because niggas don't be saying what they want. And nobody has that conversation. I feel like that's why lines get blurred, because nobody really comes into this saying, hey, this is what I actually want. Or some people don't even really know what they want.
Yeah.
They don't take the time out to think about what they want. They spend all of their time trying to become what they think the other person wants. And that's what the problem is. Like, what do you want? Y'all don't even want the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, y'all don't even want the same thing. How y'all gonna make it work? Like,
okay. How you guys feel about this? Are you for, just you personally, interracial dating?
I support it. I support all of it.
Okay. Good.
I'm indifferent.
Okay.
People are people.
Cool. So, I was having a conversation with some of my friends or whatever, and they was talking about, people who date outside their race, like exclusively, and how that's a form of self-hate. Because if you don't want to date someone that looks like you, would y'all agree with that? If I'm a black man, I say I don't date black girls. Is that a form of self-hate?
I don't know. I don't feel that way, so I really can't relate to that thought to judge it.
Yeah, and I don't have a judgment call for that either. It's self-hate. I don't know if I would go straight to self-hate for from the surface, right off the top, I would just say, okay, that's his preference. But I'm always a consider the root person. Like, okay, what is your root? What did you grow up around? What does your background look like? Why are you?
I never think it's preference, because I feel like the reasons why you date people are because of their personality, and to assume that you don't date black women is to assume that all black women are the same, and we're not all the same.
You think men date like that?
No, I'm just saying, like, if anyone says, hey, I don't date white women, like, it's like, or no, yeah, like, or a black person especially says, yeah, I don't date black women, it's just like, why not?
Yeah.
Because of why? Like,
yeah.
Because their skin is black? Like, because they're black? Like, like, that's literally the only, like, why else? Anything else you say is going to be fucked up, because it's like, because they talk like this, like, or because they, like, like, that's, or, I don't know, like, I don't know. I really feel like it's anti-black even to be like, yeah, because like their hair is different. Like I guess I could see, but like I don't know. I guess that would be kind of preference because people be really and I guess that really shows because people value different things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like some people really do value like their legacy and their bloodline, and they want to keep shit pure. Like people really quote unquote, you know, like pure. Like they really be focused about that type of stuff. So like I don't know. I can't relate to that, but I understand that that's other people's experiences.
Yeah.
Some people just be like that. Like some people just want their family to be white.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit could be very racist, or that just could just be them being proud of being Italian or whatever the fuck they are. Like, you know, like
I won't call that
anything.
racist.
Like same thing with like African people, like people who are like from Nigeria. Their parents might want them to marry someone else who's also from their culture. Like it could also be cultural. And like for me personally, I wouldn't say that I don't interracially date. I have never dated anyone from a different race, but I feel like the reasons why are just that. Like it's cultural. Like I feel like my experience as a black woman can only be related to by other black women or other black people or other black men. You know what I'm saying? In general. So like the people that I wind up relating to the most are other black people who share my experience, who I don't really have to, you know, I guess explain my existence to and explain my perspective to. Like they get me on a certain level. So like, yeah, I wouldn't say that like if I met a nice white guy and we really hit it off, like I'd be like, nah, sorry, can't date you, you're white. Like I think it would be weird and it would be something very different for me. But like if it was genuine and organic and I really liked him and all the elements were right, like he would have to be super woke, like, you know, and, like it would have to be really like, you know, different, like for me to, or even to date another person of color who is not non-black, like that would be really different.
Well, I thought what you said was interesting when you said the first thing was like people date for personalities, and everything you said kind of like stemmed from that. And I feel that's typically why women and men think differently and approach like dating differently, because men generally don't operate that way.
Yeah.
Like we are more visually and surface. Like y'all feel like y'all start outside, inside out, and we go definitely outside in, whatever. So that's why I think it is alarming if a black man says they don't date black women or think black women are ugly or they're against it. Because what's wrong with the surface? Like why was like all, and then there's so many different type of black women. Like how is they all just not it for you? It's just
with
like
him
how.
being a black man, my mind naturally goes to, well, how do you feel about your mother? Because your mother.
It's a lot of black men that love their mom and still like, I'm not dating no black girls though.
Yeah.
Now again, that don't mean it's a healthy relationship,
Sure.
but they do love their mom.
But that's
go all
going
out
back
for
to
it.
my point.
For sure, yeah.
Considering the root, like what did you experience that made you?
Yeah, I just feel like it's so like definite. Like, what if they one day met a black girl that they really, really liked and fell in love with? Would they be like, damn, like I love you, you're the love of my life, but I can't fuck with you because you're black? Like, that's where you that's what that says to me when guys say like, yeah, I don't date black women. Like that's what that immediately says to me. That you,
to me, that moment would never happen with them. Like they would never even have the interaction.
But exactly,
right.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's weird. Like that's weird to me that you would completely close off yourself to the possibility of that. That's what's strange to me. It's one thing to say, hey, that's not normally what I like, or that's not normally what I did, or what my preference is, even, you know, my primary, you know, my choice and my drink of choice, you know. But
tequila guy himself.
Right. But like, yeah, like, you know, like I don't know. I feel like
So
those are two different things. Yeah, that cut and dryness is just very like, that doesn't come from a healthy place to me. Like it doesn't make sense that would come from a healthy place to me.
So that being said, I kind of know your answer to the next question. So the friends I was talking to, that started, then we led on, when they were saying all that, I was like, all right, how would y'all feel if a guy said, you know, he's dated 15 women, 5 of them were black, 10 of them were non-black, and they said, yeah, that's still self-hate. I was like, okay, now wait a minute, like just because the number outweighed the black, like that's self-hate still. It's the same token as not dating black at all.
I don't understand the idea of connecting self-hate to the kind of women or
yeah, I don't
the
get
race
that
of the women that you're dating.
Because you wouldn't want to. Okay, because, sex is for procreation in theory, I suppose, right? So you wouldn't want to make another, I guess they would say you wouldn't want to make another black, because I've heard dark-skinned men say, yo, I would never be with a dark-skinned woman because I don't want a dark-skinned baby. So to me, like, that's why someone would say that's self-hate, because, like, it's like a...
Yeah, to be anti-black and be black is self-hating.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, at the core.
Well, if you think about, if you're going procreation, if you're thinking about that.
But I think it's all, like, kind of under the same umbrella of, like, you wouldn't want to date this, and that is you. Like, we're all black, but you wouldn't want to date black.
Yeah.
So...
This is very.
But I thought that racial question was like kind of extreme.
It's very, very overwhelming. I never have to think about any of these things because I don't.
Got me looking at brothers on the bus like.
Word. I never
No,
do niggas be talking about this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit! Like, see, I'm a black woman. Like, I feel like we at the bottom of the totem pole, but I know I'm the shit. Like,
Okay, queen.
We the shit. Like. That's why we at the bottom of the totem pole, because everybody hating it because we the shit. Like,
Okay, speaking of women,
anyway.
recently I saw a debate going on about female rappers and the type of rap, and people saying like, oh, like, well, first of all, do y'all like any female rappers? Like, you currently like listen to on a regular
I
basis?
probably only listen to female rappers. I
Okay.
can't think of any male rappers that I'm listening to right now.
Okay, interesting. So, people, mainly men, were running with the narrative that men support non-sexual female rappers more than women do. And when they say there's no like certain female, like the image of female rapper is this, they're like, yeah, it's because like y'all can't blame it on men. Like it's because the women don't support, y'all support this more than that, whatever. What do you guys take on that?
Wait, what is this and that?
Like the Nicki Minaj or City Girl, Megan Thee Stallion type figure versus the Lauryn Hill type. That's always been like the counterparts. The non-sexual versus the more sexual.
I don't know. All my friends listen to both.
That's what I've always kind of looked at as well too. Like I know plenty of girls who love Lil' Kim and love Lauryn Hill. So it's like,
Wait, what's the question here then?
like, do y'all think that's the thing? Like, it's like, do women tend to support or embrace one side of the coin more than others, or is that some bullshit men are making up and just running with? Like, try to throw shade on female rap.
So whatever they feel, whatever they think, goes on.
I feel like that's some bullshit men think about and talk about and have created, because men have that whole binary in their head that women are either sluts or saints. Like, men do that. We don't do that to ourselves.
I wanted to say that's where I was going with my response. I know me, and I love a good twerk. I love twerking. It's therapeutic for me. At the same time, I love a good conscious rap. I love the Tierra Wax. I love the Missy Elliott.
The Rhapsodies, word.
Yeah, I love the Erica Badu. So,
And would y'all say y'all is that just looking at all the women you know have come across, you think your taste or just style and listen to music is common?
yeah,
Okay.
at least in my group.
Okay. Like most women engage in both
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah.
And not just black women
Some
for
people-
me, but it's just, I was at Urban Outfitters before I came here today, and who was on the video? I forget who was on this. I saw her from behind, so she could have been either Korean or white. I'm not sure. She had highlighted blonde hair and really light skin. But she was just bouncing up and down looking at this piece of clothing and was rapping every lyric to whatever song was playing in the store. And
Word. First of all, everybody likes black music. Everybody listens to black music. Almost all music. Actually, all music is black music. I don't care how burnt of a statement is. It's like all music is black music. So everybody likes black music, especially popular black music, especially hip hop, especially rap. So yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha. Do you guys plan to have kids one day?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not on my radar.
Okay. Well, dude, so in this mythical radar, and then in your plans or whatever, do you plan to vaccinate your kids?
No.
Hot take.
I plead the fifth. No comment. I don't want people tweeting me later.
So
you talk about you go vaccinate them or you not go vaccinate them.
So why wouldn't you? 'Cause I think it's an interesting
I just think the flu shot is sus. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't get the flu shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I stopped taking the flu shot. My parents, my siblings and I grew up in military homes, two military parents. So we had to, with all the traveling and different schools and cities and states and stuff, we had no choice. We had no say when we were young. But it has since, I I mean, with knowledge comes enlightenment and understanding, and once you realize what the big pharma is doing to these meds that they're injecting into our human race, it's very telling. And for me, I'm no longer a supporter of getting those vaccinations. And as a vegan, I also make it a point to. I look forward to raising my children under the vegan lifestyle, holistic measures to all, whatever illnesses come their way. Of course, educating myself, making sure. I mean, I still have a doctor. Don't get me wrong. So I've had my doctor since very young. She's been with me for 16 years now. I use wisdom, you know what I mean. But I take her counsel because she's gone to school. Like she's done her research. She's educated herself. But I also take that with a grain of salt and go to get different opinions and take different measures to make sure that I'm healthy. I took one medication recently because I'm actually having some unforeseen health issues at the moment, and they put me on 3 different medications, and all of them I had complications with. The third one was like, I was like, you might have thought I was prego, because I was throwing up all the time, sleeping 12-hour days, like not getting anything done. This was recently, actually, earlier this month. And I said, Doc, I can't do this. I can't do this medicine. No way this is good for me. No way. It was too harsh. So, yeah, I'm against it.
so this will be my questions. Because I say like the counter argument, and then mostly jokes when they say, oh, but then the kid is susceptible to certain diseases or whatever.
Yeah.
And we got, like I said, you got the shots, I got the shots, to my knowledge, I'm fine, I believe. Yeah. And we turned out okay.
Yeah.
So, like, why? Like, what is it that you guys learned or know of now that? Cause of course, we all know the pharmacy companies are, of course, crooked. It's all about money and shit like that. They do certain things with the drugs and products. But we're fine,
yeah.
Even though we got the shot. So why stop doing it?
Yeah. Things have changed. Things have changed since the 80s, late 80s was when I was born. And why? I mean, I feel like there's so much more accessible to us now in this day and age, especially with like holistic measures and vegan options. So I'd rather just take advantage of what the plethora of things are readily accessible to us now, that will do even more to enhance the optimal measures of our health.
So you think vaccination shots are like just legit harmful? I've heard of flu shot stuff. It give you the flu.
Yeah, the flu shot. The vaccinations. Honestly, I need to do more research. I'm not going to sit here.
But you're not confident.
But I'm not pro either. Like I'm not comfortable with. I know I'm not going to be comfortable with allowing my child to have the vaccinations, only because of what I've been learning over the years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I saw a post recently, and they said that a wife should feel motherly, and I forgot what the whole thing was, but a lot of people kept emphasizing, like, he said, yeah, my wife is motherly to me, this and that, whatever. And I saw some people saying, that's weird as shit. Like, why are you looking at your wife as like a mom? Some people said, no, like, if it's a partnership, there should be that type of dynamic.
I just don't understand why he couldn't keep that thought in his head.
So, you could be motherly to your king?
I think women are innately
Everyone can do whatever they want in their own relationship.
I'm talking about your relationship.
I'm not going to be nobody's mom until I'm ready to be somebody's mom. I don't know. Everybody's definition of what it is to be motherly is different. Everybody's relationship and their boundaries and their contractual agreement between, each other and their union is different. And he should have kept that thought in his head.
Are you saying the man desired his woman to be motherly to him or to
to him?
Oh.
Like
He should have kept that thought in his head.
And then some people said, no, like the husband, he could be fatherly because he's supposed to be a protector and a teacher and stuff like that. And the mom, motherly, just mean like nourishing.
Everyone has masculine and feminine energy,
Absolutely.
whether or not they identify as man or woman.
Yes.
That he should have kept that thought in his head.
What is masculine? What is feminine energy?
It's yin and yang. You can call it whatever you want. People say masculine and feminine because most people think in a binary and man and woman is what they think in. So you can say masculine and feminine. You can call it yin and yang. You can call it 1 and 0. You can call it whatever you want. Like, but it's that's two energies. A duality creates oneness.
Yeah. After you say something.
So it's safe to say your husband can't call you motherly. That wouldn't be a
He
compliment
better keep
to
that
you.
fucking thought in his head. Okay? He can think whatever he wants. He's entitled to his opinion, but he better keep it in his head. I don't want to hear it. That's all I have to say. This made me so tired.
Two things. So recently on the episode, there was a take saying that there's like women DJs complain like the pretty plight, and then some women embrace the pretty privilege or whatever. So that's one question for you, of course, because you're a DJ. And
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
You see my faces beat right now.
Okay, queen.
Oh, come
Glasses
on.
on.
You feel me? I am trying to look prettier.
That's why the ball was on the, that's why
whenever
I was
I
on the
gotta
car
go out.
stalking you. Okay, like, you're like, wait.
Yo, nah. I'm gonna tell y'all at the end of this podcast how I escaped.
But so you embrace the pretty privilege, or is it more of a
I
plight?
acknowledge that there is pretty privilege, but and I do acknowledge how I can use that to my advantage within my business model.
Of course.
But with privilege also comes equity, and I do understand how that works and how I can use my pretty privilege, quote unquote, as equity in certain exchanges with other individuals, other people I might collaborate with, other people I might work with. Shit, it's been times where I just been at the club with my homegirls and I'm just like, we all pretty, so it's just like, we gonna finesse word, like, we gonna finesse, like, so like, it's a thing, like, it is a thing. But also, I do feel like, because when this initially started popping up on my Twitter timeline, this term, pretty privilege, I was just like, that's weird because beauty is subjective. But I feel like societally, there is somewhat, I don't think it's as systemic as like racism, and white privilege. I definitely don't think it's on a scale like that. Yeah. But I do think that pretty privilege,
nothing beats.
in terms of like what the ideal quote unquote beauty standards are in certain environments or certain industries, I definitely think that is a thing and it does exist.
And then secondly, part of that question is like, because you're an artist, how do you feel men, just your experience of dealing with men in certain regard? I have women come here and say like, men try to finesse and try to collaborate you, do certain things with you just to be a creep or do certain things, and when their intentions, they have hidden agendas. So with the pretty plight, false or whatever, like anything to that.
Oh yeah, you said plight. I think that the quote unquote plight is not mutually exclusive to the privilege. I don't think the privilege comes with a plight.
It's just women.
I think that,
Which is fair.
yeah, I think that all women also, like, whether or not they identify as pretty, also feel the effects of toxic masculinity, catcalling, all of that stuff, like, trying to be finessed, people wanting to work, and, like, really just wanting to fuck and being stupid, and it's just like, bro, I'm a businesswoman, like, that's happened to me, I'm pretty sure that's happened to you, like, that's happened.
Trying to paint with you.
Word, like, yeah, like, keep comparing this, and, like, I just recently, like, 2 weeks ago, maybe, just had somebody that, and it's crazy because niggas are so grimy, like, it could be, like, somebody that you've been with before, and it's just like, yeah, like, like, it's different now, like, we gonna do business. No, you still being weird, like, I just had somebody like 2 weeks ago try to book me for an event that never happened, never was going on, and it's just like, you really just was trying to get my number and talk to me and like send me a dick pic, which I appreciated. It was great, but like,
oh, hey, see,
but like, no,
beneficial.
but like, no, like, that's, you still weird and corny, and I'm gonna take this dick pic and now I'm gonna block you.
Damn.
Like, I'm gonna show my homegirls and I'm gonna block you, like, because you're corny and you're weird, like, I don't know, that shit's weird.
Anything?
Yeah, I'm cool.
toxic, man.
That's it. Clearly I'm triggered.
No.
Clearly I'm triggered.
I will say this. Of course, I understand the power structure between the man and woman dynamic, but men, we will like some pretty privilege every now and then. Women trying to finesse.
What now? What now?
But hey, Q, want to come on a podcast, but she finessing. I'm starting a new campaign. I've been starting a new campaign recently where like women just need to be more like complimentary of men. Shoot their shots more. Talk to men more. Finesse more. Be creeps more. It'll be appreciated. Zach has never had a girl like, yo, like, God, I want to make a song, and like she tried to suck his dick. It's never happened. They always really trying to work, and it's like he always get like they don't get random.
That's how some women get down. Like,
Ever happened,
that's
Zach?
their
Ever happened yet? No. See, like Zach would love that. Like he would love a finesse. Women gotta be more upfront with certain things. You gotta be more straightforward. Y'all can be creeps too.
But that's the thing. There are women that be doing that. You just don't know them.
No, we know hoes out here. Like, but they don't be like like the productive or like trying to work and finesse. Like, I'm moving.
Yeah,
self-reflection. Me and you earlier was talking about you're a transition of sorts from like certain times in life, whatever. Has there, just speak on yourselves and where you're at currently, how you look at yourself, where you've come from in recent times, where you're headed towards, anywhere you want to start. How you feel about yourself, where are you going, your growth, progress, peace, mental health. How you feel, career-wise, personal?
I feel fine.
Some self-reflection. You say you starting to wear makeup now, look cute, like
look good,
cuter
feel good.
Or whatever.
Yeah, look good, feel good is definitely a policy that I like to live by. So yeah, I'm just been trying to. I don't know. I'm a real cozy girl. Like I really love sweatpants and like big t-shirts and like just having a scarf on my head. Like I'm really like a tomboy. Like even if my hair is done, like I'll just be cozy. And like I realized that because of the industry I'm in, I have to like
spruce up appearances.
Yeah, a little bit. Like when I'm going to do stuff, like I went to do stuff today. Here I am doing stuff.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I've been going to therapy. So that's great.
Yes.
I love my therapist. She's fucking awesome. Shout out to Sierra.
How long you been
She's
going
probably
now?
never gonna see this, huh?
She's a fan. She gonna see.
Stop.
How long you been going?
To this one, maybe 5 months now.
Okay.
What's this month? It's May?
June.
We just started June.
Yeah, so maybe 5 months since January. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited because like we're making some breakthroughs. I'm, learning more about myself. And yeah, I'm feeling really good, optimistic about the future. I took an official like hiatus from DJing and like taking bookings and stuff in September. And I didn't really officially come back, but I did play South by. I did play like a couple gigs, and I'm booking now for the summer. So, I just released a song. I forgot. I just released a single. It'll be available on all streaming platforms soon, but it's on SoundCloud right now.
Okay.
It's a single. I'm singing.
Hey.
So, yeah, that's really awesome. It's called Vinyl Brand New. You can find it on my website. And yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling good. Just trying to really take my time because I'm realizing that I don't have to rush. Like everybody else can still do what they do, but what's mine is for me. And that's a lesson that last year really taught me. So I'm just trying to take my time and trust myself more. That's the biggest lesson that I've been learning since the year started, is that I need to trust myself more. The universe has been gaslighting me, has been giving me people in my life that have been gaslighting me, has been fucking tricking me and like sending me all these illusions in the form of different things to get me to not trust myself, and I've been falling for it. But I've recently learned in the last month that like this is my lesson for 2019. I need to just trust I trust myself pretty often and like a pretty pretty significant amount, but I need to trust myself thoroughly, and that's what I'm working on now. So yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Anything you got to share?
I am so proud of you.
Ah, thank you.
Yes. And I want to shout out my therapist, Chris.
Yes.
How long you been going to
She's
yours?
amazing. This one, I think around the same time, maybe a little bit. I think it was it was after the New Year. So yeah, she's amazing, and shouts out to you. Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Yes.
So where am I? I'm working on my 9th annual solo mental health show. Embryo 9 is due. It's actually, I'm saying it here first. Actually,
RightonQuelive
it's
exclusive.
gonna be publicly. I'm sharing this first. It's gonna be a part 2 for the first time. So Embryo will celebrate 9 years in March. It's every year in March during my birth month, but there will be a part 2 in April. And thankfully, part 2 will be held at the Barnes Foundation.
Hey, congratulations! Wow.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing.
I got you started trembling.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm working on that. Because the venue was set, so it's like, excuse, get the work done. But in between time, I'm still applying to more grants. I'm actually starting my expressive arts therapy training in California this September. So I'll have certification to do what I love to do and offer art therapy services more legitimately. Art Buds, the nonprofit, Art Buds Philly on Instagram. We start back up in this month on the 22nd. So free art classes.
Day before my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Oh,
Yeah. Free art classes for ages 8 to 13 years. We teach arts, visual arts, for 8 weeks at a time, 11 to 12:30 at the Urban Art Gallery in West Philly. So bring your cheering on by on the 22nd. We're taking registration and starting the same day. We're actually going to be doing a mural on the side of the Urban Art Gallery this term for over the next 8 weeks. So bring anybody who would be interested in helping us. Any children. Shoot, what else? What else am I doing? There's a lot going on.
Okay.
There's a lot going on, but I'm in a space where I'm building and sustaining healthier relationships.
Yeah, so like I feel like she said to sum up everything she was talking about with like trusting herself. Is there like a common lesson or common theme in your current state?
I think I just tweeted about this. I've been in a constant state of constantly taking inventory of what I allow to influence my thoughts, because I to your point, Akasha, about trusting yourself. I'm notorious for bullying myself out of accomplishing goals, like big dreams, going for it.
You got imposter syndrome?
I've never identified. Oh yes. I've never identified
syndrome.
that. Yeah.
Look it up. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Like a lot of women go through it. It's imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, yes. I do. But I actually posted on Instagram not so long ago. Like, I'm going for it. Send love, because there's a lot of, not just the Barnes, but there's these grants that I'm applying for, and they're like big grants, and in support of the work, and my dreams to have this building someday. There's a lot.
Shooting shots.
There's a lot, yeah, and I'm literally shooting my shot. So like, yeah, just taking constant inventory of what I allow to stimulate me, like here.
Cool. So I'll share.
Yeah.
Well, I think the universe is it's funny how things fall in line. Literally just today, I was driving here, and my girl told me that she went to therapy today for the first time.
Hey.
I think that's cool. Common thread.
Let's go, sis.
Yeah, so shout out to her.
That's good.
Yes.
Healing.
Yeah, I think it's good for a lot of people to heal whatever if they need it. Then in regards to like me, I feel recently I've been thinking about not being so obsessive with things. Like, I'm naturally obsessive, but like as far as like goals or plans, like it's good to have a plan and like a blueprint, so to speak, an outline, but it doesn't need to be forced if it's like not. By the time it gets to the like what you're down to be, if it isn't right, it isn't right. So it's okay to move things and be more fluid. So I guess whatever. I've been learning that, and just not being so wound up about your vision. So so I guess that's been like one of my latest lessons, and it's been giving me a lot of relief just mentally. I'm constantly in my head. So shout out to our guy Chuck, whatever. I know he said last time he was on, he had a good quote where he was saying that you shouldn't always plan because you can be missing out on other blessings.
Oh, I love
or
that
other
so
thing
much.
that's meant for you, whatever. So I took heed to that. That was like an interesting statement. Look, and shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all growth.
Yeah.
Prosper,
Shout out to
prosperity.
your growth. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How about this? I've been seeing a lot of things recently about like dimensions, like kind of like time traveling. So in a
Where is this going? What are we talking about?
but like so, whether you want to say your past life or just pick another dimension if you believe in it, what are you doing? Like, what do you think? What is your other
pizza.
self doing?
Eating pizza, because yesterday I wanted pizza.
And you ain't get it.
Yep. And today, what time is it?
Wait, real quick, what's the question again?
Yeah, today
What time is it?
I would have been eating pizza right now if in another
What time is it in
dimension
other dimensions?
I didn't have this podcast. I'd be eating pizza somewhere right now because I'd have to kill time until 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So I would definitely be eating pizza right now because I want pizza right now.
Would you be pursuing anything differently in that while you eating pizza in the other dimension? Like, is there a different pursuit? You think just knowing yourself,
I
and
could've
other
been
things you think
anything.
about?
I was interested in a lot of different stuff when I was a kid, so I could literally the possibilities are endless. I could be a stripper. I could be an entomologist or biochemist. I could be a mercenary.
Oh, all right.
I wanted to be an assassin so bad when I was
Okay.
like 10. Like, I watched like movies like Kill Bill and shit like when I was younger, and like
I can see it for some
badass
reason.
bitches like that,
Yeah.
man.
I can see
Gun
it in the
toting,
yellow jogger. Like,
fuck a pussy nigga, fuck you, yo, like that'd be me.
with the lock.
Yeah, for real, with the lock, master lock whipping niggas.
How about you, Miss? Can you think of something that you could probably do in another time or in past life or pursuits wise?
So my sister, who's also several Pisces, so she's 12 years younger than me, and I just knew she was gonna follow in my footsteps and be an artist. She is studying to be a forensic scientist,
Wow.
and I think that is so badass. Like I think that's so cool.
I thought about doing that at one point.
And
I was in the SVU at the time.
and yeah, so SBU's the NCSIs. Like, I'm like, I think because I'm a project-based person. I love projects. And I have crazy attention to detail. So I feel like I would have excelled
That'd be dope.
in that area. And also a chef. I love cooking. So I love cooking with colors. And I feel like, I just thought about that earlier because I've been sharing my little small plates that I've been making. I'm trying to build something that's in the works, stay tuned. But I was thinking to myself, it's my calling. I think I might have should have been a chef, plating, everything,
Give me you gotta make a feast. What
Oh,
is your
Lord.
go-to feast? Give
Oh,
me like
Lord.
5 things or so.
Wait, feast?
Yeah, like
I'm-
give me like
I'm
2
cooking for
entrees and like a couple sides.
Okay, I can't. I don't know if I can go at 5.
I thought you
No,
loved to
no,
cook.
I do. I
thought
love
she was
to
a
cook,
cook.
but I cook for myself. I don't cook 5 entrees for me.
But you had to cook for
A
like a
feast?
family or something.
So when I contribute to like the Thanksgiving dish, because 9 times out of 10 I'm the only one bringing vegan options
Right,
for
right,
myself. Like, so what I've contributed would be one dish, and it would be either like they love my eggplant casserole, which is really delicious.
Sounds horrible.
It's amazing. Don't have to try it. And what else have I done? I've done like a heartier dish that's full of sweet potato and kale and butternut squash, and cranberries and onions. It's delicious. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I love avocados. So anything that I can pair with avocados or like black beans and brown rice. I love Mexican food too. So that influences a lot of what I eat as well. Yeah.
Okay. In regards to dating, right? Back to that real quick. So
Back
about the
to
king
that
calling,
real
it's like no. But so giving numbers out, I've heard different feelings where they feel like it can make or break situation in regards to who takes the number. So y'all thoughts and y'all experiences, would y'all rather take a number or give the number out?
It depends. I was so notorious for not giving my number. I would not ever give my number. When I was younger, I would be like, no. If ever I was like shying away from the word no, it would be for that. I'm like, no, I don't give my now I'll still say no, but I'm a little more open, like with just giving it, because 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, I've realized this common thread where like they just be in the moment and wanting your number. They just want a number for the night, and they're not going.
I think that I will always, in any circumstance, want to give my number out. I've also considered making business cards with my number on them, so I can just be on some smooth shit when I see a cute nigga, and I'm just like,
boss.
You know, we looking at each other, you looking at me. I just walk over. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna slide you this card and walk away.
Let's have a moment of silence.
Turn me up.
That's a flex. Like I said earlier, I've been trying to change the world. Women shooting more shots. If women start sliding out business cards.
All right, so now I'm about to do it because this is probably the first time I've said that out loud. Like, I'm about to start doing that.
He don't say nothing. You just look at him like,
word, like, because like you always feel the vibes. Like you feel the vibes. Like you know what I'm saying. Like even if you be like, is it? You know, like even if you're not sure, like you giving the number, you could call me or not. Like I don't care. Like yeah, call me or not. But one thing I can say is there are definitely times more often than not where I don't want to be asked for my number. Like if we're having a great conversation and we hit it off, like and you're cute and like I'm in the right mood or like it's the right circumstance.
You don't just give it.
Yeah, maybe if somebody asks me for my number, I'll give it to them. But most of the time, no. Like I've had people on a train. We've been on the train for 40 minutes having a conversation. At the end of the conversation, I'm about to get off. What's your number? But no.
That's interesting.
I don't want to talk to you. Like this is a nice conversation, but like I just see I met you on the train. Like I don't want to. I
thought this was love at first sight. They wanted to get married and have kids.
Have a good day. It was a great conversation.
I thought you wanted to be motherly to me. Like
I just know my. I just know my bandwidth, and like I like my friends right now. I just if there's no reason for me to know somebody now, I feel like people in my life that like I meet like that. I'll see them a good couple of times on the random like that. And then it's like, oh, I've seen you a couple. Here's my number. Like, let's link up sometime. Because every time I see you, like, we see each other randomly. And, like, it's always good. Conversation, let's hang out, you know. That's different. But, like, if I'm just sitting next, I'm not giving no damn stranger my number. Like, if you ask me for, and then you're asking me for my number, oh, I'm definitely not going to give you my number. Like,
I always get the guys who, well, no. I often get the guys who come up and don't even do the conversation bit. They just
well, just what's your number? Like, hell no, like, especially them.
Get the number and walk away. Like.
I don't have a phone. My milk is spoiling. I gotta go.
I think so.
I be sitting there with my phone in my hand. I don't have a phone.
So, my girl, she was like counseling one of my friends recently about like how to approach women because he was talking about something, and she said, I think she said, if you give your number out, you should never give the number out because you put the ball in her court and she'll just dub you and it's not gonna happen, whatever. Now, of course, she hear what you're saying because it's like if you ask her number, she either gonna say no. Or is she gonna say yeah? But I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
But you know where that thought also comes from? She can't dub me if I already have her number. Like that comes from that's that rapist mentality. Y'all, she already said yeah, so I gotta talk. She gotta talk to me. Like I got her number, so I can still dub you. You can text me. I can be like, who this? You can be like, the boy you mad, blah blah blah. And the dub.
You from the podcast? Remember we had
like block. So like that comes from that. That's that mentality of like, oh, she already kind of. Yeah, she gave me a yellow light, so that's a green light. Like, that mentality is dangerous. That mentality is dangerous.
And I think for myself, like, I've never been naturally like just a on the fly shot taker. Like, usually gotta be like you said, like multiple occasions. Oh, all right, maybe something here. Then I feel more secure. And like, this is a safer shot, whatever. Versus like I just see you on a train, like that's cool. I'd rather not, whatever. But I am. But if a girl just getting it, she getting a business card. What? Ego boost.
Definitely means please call me.
Yeah, like what?
I don't want to have your people call my people.
Should he call you that night? Like, how about that? Like, what's the timeline for y'all? Is he thirsty if he right away, or is he too laid back if he wait?
I'm not concerned about that, but don't expect me to text you right back. You don't know what I'm doing. I might text you right back. I might not. Don't press me.
Okay.
It don't matter what you do. Like But if I feel like at any point in time you pressing me, now we can't talk because you pressing me.
And to your point with the whole rapist shit with the yellow light stuff, that's why even when I have taken a girl number, he said, because you can still get dubbed, whatever.
Yeah.
But my rule is, if she don't text back once, it could be a mistake. 2 times, just let it go. Like, it's okay, it's cool, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Not enough.
I'm not pressing you, but I just got pride. Like, so,
I'm
not about to be stalking you.
times in a row. Like, no, sir. No.
You know, you gotta get. I feel like you gotta give it to him, but it's like, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Because my whole thing is like,
please.
first of all, anything could have happened. Like, I could have died on my way home. I could have had a boyfriend and really just liked and some girls be on that. Like, I personally don't be on that, but like, some girls be on that. I just want to go out, have a good time, and get some attention. Like, it could just be that, and like, that's sex, but that's the game. Like, everybody's looking for something different.
Oh my goodness, Aisha Kurt, don't do
it. Anyways, we just going to chug through that one. No, we leave this sis Aisha alone.
Alone.
Patrons say Aisha alone. Like, love her. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's another thing. Like, and that's it's so weird because like it's not a conversation that needs to be had. Because like y'all don't know each other to have the expectation of, oh, she has to talk to me. Like, guys be having that expectation. Yeah, like I don't owe you nothing.
Yeah.
I don't owe you conversation. I don't owe you eye contact. I don't know you. Like, you feel me? Like,
I'm not a shot. Like, I'm not. Well, not typically, but I met this guy, and it was very like I didn't have a business card. I'm gonna have to.
Yes, get
pull
some
that
of the
one.
staples.
That's
$10.
But I met him. I saw this guy. I didn't even meet him. I didn't get his name or anything like that. I saw him throughout the night, like during the night, and then I was dancing with my homegirl, and I just kind of paid him no mind, but I kind of prefer vision. And then at the end of the night, we were leaving. We had to leave early, and I just walked up to him, and I said, "Excuse me." He had his back towards me.
And his back was turned?
He was talking to some gentlemen. They were dapper. They had like, and I'm not even the dapper, like, but he looked really nice. He looked really good. And I was like, wow, he's handsome.
Like a king.
So something drew me to him. And it's not something I usually do, but something drew me to him. I said, excuse me. And he was like, hello. And I was like, you're very handsome. And he was like, oh, thank you. And he just smiled. He was blushing.
Brightened up his whole week.
He was blushing, and I was like, you're welcome. And I walked away, right? So I get home. Well, I was on my way home. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a DM. And he was like, oh my gosh, I was stuck. I already follow you. Like, he DM'd me and was like, I already follow you here. And I was like, oh, but I never responded.
What?
I just let them be with
The king is crushed. Oh, that's cruel, unusual punishment.
No, it's not because I didn't.
Explain.
No, I didn't. Now that it told me to explain, I don't want to. But it was just something that was like, I felt like needful for that moment, you know.
But you didn't
and
really
then
pursue it further.
no, yeah, because sometimes like just like with the 40 or whatever on the bus, and you be talking for 40 minutes, all right, that's cool for that moment, for that space and time. Talking about expanding your bandwidth, like let that be what it is in that moment. I don't have an expectation to be anything more.
But not even expectation, but not even an interest. Like he looked that good. You drawn
He's a gorgeous man.
But
he's a very gorgeous man. But I'm also a very busy woman.
Yeah. What can you do for me?
I have a
so
lot.
more so time.
I have a lot. And with me, my love language is quality time.
Okay.
So like, if I know I can't invest in that, like into you, I'm not gonna waste either of our time.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not gonna go there. So that's really where that. It's not like shade and not
Self-awareness.
Like, exactly.
I feel
Again,
that.
going back to taking constant inventory of what I allow to stimulate me. Like, if I know me, if I allow him to penetrate my thoughts and get into my heart, and then I'm in trouble because now my shit's not getting done.
You're trying to do a lot right now.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm stretching myself too thin.
I also feel like for women like us who just are doing a lot and have things to accomplish, if you are asking to come into my world and be a part of my life, and you're already not just somebody that I see, and like you said, like my love language is also quality time. If you're asking me to make time for you and incorporate you into my life, you have to be doing something for me. And that doesn't mean like, oh, you got to be giving me money or getting my hair done. But it's just like, how are you making my life easier? Because I don't need an extra thing that I don't need stressing me the fuck out when I got all of this other shit that I'm trying to accomplish. And that's not going to have me operating at the most optimal level.
Optimum operation.
Yeah, like I need to be at optimum operation.
Yeah.
Like
Vice
that's it.
versa. If they want us to
Yeah,
give any
exactly.
help to them, we, you know,
Yeah.
that energy reciprocated.
Yeah,
I
and yeah, because like, what are you doing for me? But also, I
can you
must
do
be
for
doing something for you. You want to come over here, so like, what are you doing for me? Like, it has to make sense. Like,
Okay.
you know, like even if that thing is just like, okay, like we're productive together, we get shit done together, like, you know, like, or like, I don't know, like you're somebody I can relieve stress with, like, and that's part of my self. You're included in my self care. Like, we hang out, and that's even if it's just that, like, it doesn't even have to be anything tangible. It's just like, what are you doing for me?
And so I wanted to close out. Did you guys enjoy yourself today?
Aww.
Yes, and let me tell y'all how I survived.
Okay. So unfortunately,
So-
it will have to be off the mic because the
Uh-huh.
plug said he don't care about your conversations
Wait,
anymore.
really?
He's killing the
I have
bug.
someone,
No,
like, at 5.
it's okay. He don't want to hear women speak.
I have 10
He's a
seconds.
toxic man. Or 10 seconds. Quick, go. Quick,
Alright.
10 seconds.
Alright,
One time.
so he walked to the corner, and I got out the car and I ran up the block.
Got you. And she narrowly escaped from it. Black queens can accomplish anything, even creep niggas with cell phones.
Indeed.
Shout out to THEakasha, Miss Dionna. Look out for all this stuff coming.
Enjoy your new artwork.
Well, do thank you for a second gift. Only person who gave me a gift.
Yeah.
I think ever on the show.
Aw.
Shout out to the guests. RightonQuelive, talk about it. We out. Thank you, ladies.
Woo, thank you.